Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here from NBC Sports Bay Area, and it is Wednesday, and we just watched the little bit of practice that we're able to watch, and Juwan Jennings was out there limited, but he was out there for practice. Kyle Shanahan said he will suit up for Sunday's game in Seattle, so we will see him on the field. He is officially wide receiver number 2 or 1A, 1B, Ricky Pearsall 1A, Juwan Jennings 1B, but he will be out there. Also, Dominic Pooney, limited knee injury, but he was out there with the team. Jordan James, finger injury, he was out there. I don't think he'll suit up on Sunday in Seattle, but those 3 players obviously limited only. Yetur Gross-Matos did not practice, and neither did Jordan Watkins. Yetur Gross-Matos, I did see him in the locker room, no brace on his knee, just walking around, but they're going to be careful with him. They want to make sure he is healthy for the long haul, so we'll see him maybe later in the season. He could be ready enough to play a limited number of snaps on Sunday in Seattle, but I don't know that the team will see it worthwhile to have him be out there for 10 reps. How many can his body handle? That's the true question. So if he can handle 20 snaps, then they'll have him suited up. If he can only handle about 10 snaps, might not be worth it to have Yetur Gross-Matos out there. So starting lineup, obviously, we saw on the defensive line, it is Micah Williams, it is Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, and Nick Bosa. Spoke to Nick Bosa today, and he said he's really enjoyed the energy of the young guys in that defensive room. He said he didn't realize how, air quotes, old it had gotten, and how different of a mood it is now with these 3 young guys in there, some new faces. So, with Alfred Collins in there, he said he's helped him get in on his nutrition program. He needed to lose some weight, so he helped him do it, without losing too much strength. High load of protein, less carbs. And I asked Nick Bosa, just for personal reasons, he said can't be eating crazy foods at 8 p.m. So I asked Nick Bosa, what's your cutoff of time where you stop eating? He said about 6 p.m. So if you're trying to lose weight, that's what Nick Bosa says. 6 p.m. is it. Alfred Collins, CJ West going to be out there as well. And we'll see a lot of Bryce Huff, I'm pretty sure. I think also we'll probably see some 5-man fronts from this 49ers defensive line getting ready to try to stop the run. The Seattle Seahawks have a good run team, and the 49ers are going to need to stop it. So with guys behind them that are a little bit newer, obviously Renardo Green, Deommodore Lenoir in the backfield, and then you've got Fred Warner, D. Winters, and Luke Gifford will be in the middle, so a little bit of new blood there, and then Upton Stout at the nickelback. So Sam Darnold, quarterback, knows these guys, knows who the new guys are, knows how he can maybe exploit them. So they've got to be on their keys and really stop the run when they have the chance to. So on the defensive side, I think you're going to see a lot of excitement, but it's also, Fred Warner said, they've got to hold it all together. So it's not just young guys, it's not just the rookies, but it is the veteran guys too. Not to get too excited, to make sure you stay in the moment, stay right where your feet are, to make sure that they're not getting overexcited and losing sight of what is a first divisional clash with the Seattle Seahawks. On the offensive side of the ball, I think we'll see some Juwan Jennings, but I think the biggest thing is Christian McCaffrey being healthy. How much are they going to put on his plate? How is Brian Robinson going to be used? Because really in those short yardage situations, how hard is it going to be for Kyle Shanahan to take Christian McCaffrey off the field? Are they going to wait until it's a big point differential and they've got a lead? They really need to take and protect Christian McCaffrey. So do they put Brian Robinson out there on goal line situations, short yardage situations? We'll definitely see what happens there. Wide receiver-wise, yes, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings are going to get a ton of snaps, but who's that third? Sky Moore will be out there because he's the returner, he's the punt returner. Is it going to be Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who got moved up to the active roster today on Wednesday? They've also got Robbie Chosen, they've got Russell Gage. They like both of those guys. They've been around, practice squad last year and this year, so they know the system. They know what they're doing. Kyle Shanahan was asked, what was the roster move scenario that went on? Marquez Valdez-Scantling was brought in onto the practice squad. Russell Gage was on the active 53, and those two swapped yesterday and today. So quietly, the 49ers didn't make an announcement. Like I said earlier, they released Russell Gage and then left the spot open. That was on yesterday's transaction wire. Today, they add Russell Gage back to the practice squad and put MVS on the active 53. Kyle Shanahan said, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and there's not a real simple answer. So interestingly, that is what is going on with that wide receiver roster manipulation. So we don't really know what's going on. But I think it'll be fun to watch how the 49ers use their running backs room. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Outside of that, team captains were named today, and the only new name is Deommodore Lenoir. Fred Warner is extremely happy for him. First time Deommodore said he's ever been a team captain in his entire football career. Fred Warner is excited. He said he's worked really hard for it. So it is Deommodore Lenoir, and of course the usuals. It is Brock Purdy, it's Christian McCaffrey, it is George Kittle, Trent Williams, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, and now Deommodore Lenoir. So those are your team captains for the 2025 year. It is all voted on by players. So fun to see those guys kind of get the recognition from their teammates. But that's what's happening today, Wednesday. Nick Bosa talked about the youth. Fred Warner said that they all need to be ready. They're ready for this divisional opponent. And Deommodore Lenoir, excited to be a team captain. That's your recap. Hope you guys are all well, and drop some questions. Please like, please subscribe, and we will talk to you soon tomorrow, Thursday, for another practice here at Levi Stadium.